What if the secret to growing your salon was not another ad campaign or another social media post, but actually doing good in your community? In today's episode, we're uncovering how purpose-driven salons are standing out, winning client loyalty and growing faster than ever by giving back locally. So if you've ever been looking for a fresh, meaningful way to grow your business, this episode will show you why purpose might just be your salon's most powerful profit strategy. Welcome to the Salon Scoop, the podcast that helps salon owners and salon professionals grow their business, boost their brand, and stay inspired. From salon marketing and social media to leadership and growth, we uncover the strategies and stories that move the industry forward. If you love learning, growing, and are serious about leveling up your salon business and brand, you've just found your new go-to podcast. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Salon Scoop. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to get the scoop on how blending philanthropy with your marketing can actually transform your salon from just another business into a brand that people genuinely love and rally behind. Right? Sounds pretty good, right? From charity events to creative collaborations, we're talking about real ways to make an impact that also boosts your visibility and ultimately your bottom line. In this episode, you're going to learn how giving back can actually become one of your most powerful marketing strategies. You'll discover creative, modern ways to give back that go far beyond the typical charity cut-a-thon and actually help you grow your brand online at the same time. And finally, you'll find out how acts of kindness can strengthen your team culture, attract new clients, and elevate your salon's reputation faster than ads or social media posting could ever do. Super excited to get into this topic with you today with my one and only partner in crime, Sarah Perrin, digital content creator and owner of Chalk Salon. Sarah, thanks so much for joining me here.
Thank you for having me.
Fun to be back on another Digital Debrief where we talk about some important topics. And I know that community programs are especially important to you. How long have you owned your salon in Saskatoon?
We opened our first spot in 2014. So we're coming up on, I was going to say we're coming up on about 3 years. 11, coming up on 12 years. So yeah.
It's a whirlwind. It feels like, I guess it's probably one of those things. It feels like it was yesterday, but it also feels like it's been a million years, right?
Like the days are long, but the years are short. That whole sentiment. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm like, I'm not old enough to have been, I'm pretty sure I just graduated from high school not that long ago, but no, yeah, it's been a minute. So yeah, no, and honestly, giving back to our local community and we have like specific initiatives that we've definitely focused on a lot throughout the years, but yeah, it's definitely very, very important to us and something that we try to contribute as much as we can every year through different fundraisers or donations or things like that. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to give you guys some ideas about different things that we've done before and yeah, how to come about do it and help kind of build and strengthen your team in the process as well.
Yeah, and I think in today's day and age, giving back and being involved in some kind of a local purpose really matters. At the end of the day, people like to do business with companies that have a shared value system, right? They like to do business with companies that believe what they believe. And more, we are kind of regressing back to the importance of, small business, shop local. So I think it's really important. And I'd say, why giving back matters so much for salons is it really helps to humanize your brand, right? It makes people trust you in that community and build yourself that reputation that people want to rally behind. Right? It's really important. It also helps to build word of mouth. People like to talk about the story. Hey, did you hear, the salon that I go to, they did this really cool event where they were giving back. These are the types of stories that people share at the dinner table with their family or at a restaurant with friends, because you're doing something unique and different, and it helps to get people talking about you for good purposes, right? Beyond just, oh, I got a great hair color or I got a great haircut. It's also something that enhances your team culture, right? It's not just for the end consumer. Your staff actually rallies and bonds around some of these activities when they're doing something collaboratively together that is going back for a good purpose, into the community. Makes them feel good about what they're doing together. And then finally, it differentiates you. It's a way to stand out versus your competitors if you find unique ways to do it. So we want to share with you some ideas for sure. And Sarah, I want you to share what you've done. But at the outset, I want people to think about this has to be strategic for your business at the same time. Yes, we're doing good for the sake of doing good, but at the same time, you might as well talk about it so that it works for your business at the same time. It doesn't make you bad, a bad company to be promoting some of the good that you're doing. So take that thought out of your head from the get go. It's good to talk about the good that we're all doing. So Sarah, why don't you share with us some ideas that your salon company has done in terms of give back programs that have been most successful?
It's funny that you talk about the talking about it, because there is some type of weird feeling that you get when you are genuinely trying to do something for the good of doing it. But as you said, it can be the difference between, it's not only just marketing yourself to be like, hey, look at the good that we're doing in our community, but it can be a way of, like, again, gathering like-minded people, whether it be other employees. Like, we've had people come and be like, we love the work that you do with XYZ initiatives in Saskatoon, and clients. So again, trying to get that, like, you're not talking about yourself, you're not bragging, you're literally just sharing what you do. So I just wanted to hop on that again. But one of the causes that my sister slash business partner and I are really passionate about and have been for, years, but specifically, the last 10 or so years, is mental health initiatives in Saskatoon. So we have done a ton in terms of, we started off by selling necklaces in memory of my brother for local mental health initiatives, where all the proceeds went to not just Canadian mental health services and everything like that, but actual mental health services in our city. So crisis intervention and harm reduction and different things like that. So we've raised actually tens of thousands. I wouldn't be able to give you like an exact amount, but like creeping close to that, like over 40K just over
Wow.
the years kind of thing. So yeah, that's definitely something that's been a huge thing that we have wanted to focus on. More recently, in like past years, I thought this was a really fun thing that we did for Black Friday last year. What we actually did was Give Back Friday. So instead of having some type of big sale, what we did was I believe it was 20% of all retail purchases on Black Friday. We donated directly to a local organization that was struggling in our community. And then what we also did was we added their Amazon wish list to our page, and anybody that sent us proof that they purchased something off that Amazon wish list, we gave them a complimentary free blowout gift card as well. So things like that, where it's like, again, we're not, if we were doing a sale, we're, and giving 20% off, we're still only making 80% of profits, right? So for us, our bottom line wasn't affected at all, but we kind of just wanted to flip the switch, because even though I love Black Friday and it is a great way to kind of boost your numbers before the holiday season and everything, we just live in such a consumer based society, and we just wanted to kind of flip the script last year for that. So that was kind of a fun thing. And I know we've talked about this before, even with like our loyalty program and those kind of high value, low cost things. So if somebody provides proof that they purchased a pack of diapers for this organization, and we're giving them a free blowout voucher with new talent, it kind of comes back to that whole idea, even with like the loyalty program, is we're rewarding you with something but it's with new talent. So therefore, we're not paying out a stylist X amount of commission. It's not color on top of that. It's not all these additional costs, right? So, like you said, as much as you want to be, a philanthropist and you want to put everything out there and help as much as you can, you are still running a business and you want to make sure that you are protecting that bottom line. So those were two kind of cool things that we've done. And again, something that we kind of try and do throughout the year is anytime a good cause that comes forward, and let's say they're hosting an event of some sort, if we can donate our time or, products or something like that, we're more than happy to do that. So we've donated services, like hair and makeup, and either our girls, like our team, will be like, yep, we're on board. We want to volunteer our time for this, or we utilize our new associate stylist that we're still paying that hourly wage anyways, and they then get the experience and we're still donating that time and everything like that, right? And then, yeah, just on top of that, like, again, we have lots of different local organizations that will reach out about mini gift bags or swag bags or raffle bags. And we just try and be really smart about the different products that we're including in that. So again, we're utilizing our own rewards programs through our distributor so that we're not spending a ton of actual physical money on the things that we're gifting to them. We're more so taking advantage of some of those different items that we've received and able to put something together that then will hopefully, raise money for this organization. And one thing I also wanted to point out, because I think often, especially if you do have a really close relationship with your salon distributor, oftentimes they are more than willing to help out with these types of things. You just have to ask. So for the last few years, even, we have donated shampoo and conditioner to it's a camp for kids that have cancer and their siblings and things like that. So they have this week-long camp. It's just like such a sweet Saskatchewan based, camp. And one of my clients works with them, and we spoke with our distributor and like, how can you help us out with this? How can you support us with this? And they might not be able to give it to you 100% for free, but they might be able to support you in some way with, an additional discount or something like that. So there's tons of ways that you can be very generous with your time and with your products without breaking the bank, because at the end of the day, we are still a local small business, and unfortunately we're not rolling in cash and have all of this, disposable income. So you definitely want to be smart, generous, but not to the point where you can't pay your bills because you're trying to be overly generous, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it can feel like a fine line sometimes. And I think we just have to sometimes also, believe in the law of, karma and the universe. And when you put good things out there, that good things, do come back to you. So there is definitely a return. There's a social return on investment in some of these things, because you are building really, really great relationships. You're building great meaning within the community, right? About who you are, what you stand for. You're putting your values out there that can really attract customers and keep them loyal to you in the long term. You mentioned collaborating with local businesses. I want to touch on that further, because I believe partnering with other local businesses on some of these charity collaborations can be really powerful as well. Those cross promotions, they amplify the impact, because you have everything that you're doing from your social media and marketing and communication to your clientele, and they have the exact same thing with their business, their social media, their clientele. And it can really just create more of a buzz in the community, where people think, wow, there's a real happening going on, where it might be one other business, it might be two other businesses, right? Where you're kind of collaborating together. And it could be to host a fundraiser, a donation drive. Think of some just sort of, fun buzz names like, Cuts and Cappuccinos, if you're, partnering with a local coffee shop, or Shop and Style with a local sort of clothing boutique, Lift and Locks with a local gym, right? Like there's various things you can kind of have some clever buzzworthy names that people are going to get behind, that can just amplify the experience. So I think that's something that can be very beneficial for you, is to find other businesses that might want to come on board with you to create that bigger impact. And Sarah, you had mentioned an interest in this loyalty give back program. I wanted you to touch further on that idea as well for our listeners.
Yeah, for sure. So, in our last episode, we actually talked about loyalty collaboration. So, loyalty program collaborations and having, these collabs with non competing, but definitely still complementary companies. But I think that this is such a cool, and as we were putting this together, I kind of, had this idea and I was like, I love the idea of doing some type of campaign like this where one of your loyalty reward options is, your guests can spend X amount of, we use stars, so let's say stars as an example, in exchange for a donation to the organization of your choice. So I thought that that was really kind of a cool idea with that. And I'd love to just touch on this just for one extra idea because it did kind of spark my idea with like the loyalty collaboration. So the spa that we do our loyalty program collab with, when there were the fires up north here in Saskatchewan this year, we actually teamed up, her and I, because we already are collaborating. We teamed up and reached out to a bunch of local businesses in looking for donations, and we put together different gift baskets, and then we did a silent auction on social media where we added everybody as collaborators and raised, a few $1,000s within a couple of days for the Red Cross. So that's where we donated it to. So just kind of going back to that last episode and talking about how not only is it exciting for your guests and like it's a good move as a business owner, but just like creating those local relationships that then when something like this comes up, you can collaborate and do for whether you're doing a fundraiser for a specific charity or you're having an event for your salon or spa or whatever it is. You just kind of have that built-in friendship and relationship and you want to help each other out. So again, it all kind of comes back tenfold. And I feel like at the end of the day, the biggest thing with this giving back and these collaborations is just really building strong connections in your community because it does end up being, a fantastic marketing opportunity as well. So
Yeah, there's just so many things that you can do, and it's great. So again, if anyone wants to learn more about the loyalty collaborations, go and listen to that full episode. Very eye-opening there. And if anyone's interested in learning more about just about a loyalty points program for themselves, we have a very unique, powerful program dedicated to the salon spa industry. That's an app-based rewards points program that is helping salons grow their sales by 15 to 20%. So definitely worth checking out. You can reach out to us anytime to learn about that. On these community give back programs, there's so many other things that you could think about. Community workshops, right? Just by giving education to maybe underserved communities could be useful. There's obviously the regular cut-a-thons or, take a dollar amount off of the purchase of products or gift cards, and you can, use that as a donation. Team volunteer days can be really powerful, right? Where you take the whole team and go and volunteer, whether it's at a local food bank or animal shelter, community center, environmental cleanup day at parks or beaches, depending on where you are. So many things that you can do. We have a full list of ideas in our blog on our website. We're going to include the link to that in the show notes, so you can check that out if you'd like to get some more ideas of what salons are doing successfully in community give back programs. But remember that some of these at the same time are also helping to strengthen your team culture, right? It builds pride and unity amongst your staff. It encourages participation and internal sort of leadership, creativity. They're part of something bigger than themselves and bigger than just your salon. And that can go a long way towards staff retention as well, which we know is an ongoing issue in our industry. So don't forget all the potential wins. And then finally, I want to come back to the point I mentioned at the very outset is it's okay to communicate what you're doing. In fact, it's important to communicate what you're doing. It's not to say, hey, look at us, we're so amazing. It's just sharing what's going on. It humanizes your brand so that you're not just a corporate business. You're part of the community and you're showing up for your community, and just share that. It can obviously be through, social media is an easy way to do it. And we've talked so many times on our episodes that the social media posts that get the most engagement are always the ones that are tied to a little bit more of a personal, human related message. So this is an amazing opportunity for you to share some of those human personal things that are going on. And you're very likely to get much higher reach and engagement from those posts. If you're collaborating with a local business, you can talk about it on each other's websites. And when you have a link to other websites, or on the different website, a local business has a link to your website on their website, it's called a backlink. We talk about this in our Google search engine optimization. It helps drastically with your Google rankings to have these links on other websites. So there's a lot that you can be benefiting from by really putting the message out there in as many places as you can, from social media to your website to collaborating businesses. All right. Hopefully you've gotten some inspiration, gotten the wheels turning for some brainstorming. Sit down maybe at your next staff meeting with your team and come up with some ideas. Find out maybe if there are some local charities or give back programs that have a personal nature to someone in your salon. Those are always even more powerful if there's a story behind it, as opposed to just giving to the Red Cross or whatever the case may be. Because when your salon can blend your purpose with your passion, everybody wins. Giving back is not just about generosity, it's about creating meaningful connections that are going to strengthen your brand, empower your team, and try to inspire loyalty amongst your staff and your clients together. So go ahead, pick a cause that lights you up, rally your team around it, and make giving a part of your brand, part of your salon DNA, right? Because beautiful things happen when good hair meets good hearts. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to the Salon Scoop podcast. This show is produced by Salon S.O.S, a digital marketing agency by industry professionals for industry professionals. If you want simple and affordable solutions for any of your salon marketing needs, such as websites, client loyalty, Google search rankings, social media, or more, come visit us at salonsos.ca or on Instagram at salon.s.o.s. If you want to hear more episodes like this and help us continue to bring the industry great content, it would mean so much to us if you would support us in one of the following ways. Either share this episode with one other industry professional, and rate the show on Spotify, or write us a quick review on Apple Music. We want to hear your feedback. If you have follow-up questions or ideas for future episodes, please reach out. DM us on Instagram at salonus.s.o.s or hit us up on our website again at salonsos.ca. Again, thanks so much for listening. Now go get your hustle on, keep smiling, and we'll catch you on our next episode.